NASA has provided significant insights. Pluto isn't what we think. What is NASA proposing here? Are they analyzing the latest findings from the New Horizons space probe, which reveal that odd things are happening on Pluto's surface? One of the striking images, in fact, shows an object that appears to float across Pluto's surface. This raises unsettling questions about whether some form of advanced alien life exists on this distant world, or if we are dealing with a bizarre geological feature. Pluto might be small, but the stories it has to tell are epic and full of surprises. When Pluto's planetary status was revoked in 2006, researchers were unaware of the data from the New Horizons probe, which came just a few years later. Since then, we've come to understand that there is more to this small celestial body than initially thought. How did astronomers decide to demote this planet, which many of us grew up knowing? The decision to reclassify it as a dwarf planet came after the discovery of numerous other small planets in the Kuiper belt. Scientists felt it was necessary to establish a distinction between what constitutes a planet and what is a smaller body, like a trans-Neptunian object. Pluto scores points for its size and spherical shape, but it shares its orbit with several other objects, so its path isn't considered clear. This was the justification for Pluto's removal from the list of major planets in the solar system. Many people on Earth found this decision disappointing. The reclassification caused dissatisfaction among the public. Pluto, no longer a planet, was an upsetting idea for many. The fact that this quirky little planet had such a devoted fanbase even led to letters of protest sent to NASA, with prominent scientists advocating for Pluto's reinstatement. Government agencies also received letters from frustrated citizens demanding Pluto's planetary status be restored. Since its discovery in the 1930s, Pluto had been a crucial part of the narrative of the 9 planets, a fixed reality in the minds of many. In 2015, when New Horizons sent back the first clear images of Pluto, we finally saw its fascinating surface. Imagine, it was the first genuine picture of Pluto. The depictions we'd seen before, whether in textbooks or on charts, were artistic interpretations, not real photos. Pluto had even eluded the Hubble telescope's gaze. But New Horizons captured this small world as it truly is. Majestic, intricately detailed, and with a heart-shaped feature that won over millions. Since then, Pluto, at the edge of the solar system, has gained even more fans. Perhaps one day, astronomers will reconsider, and Pluto will regain its status as a planet. The first real images of Pluto left everyone in awe. It was a historic moment when the initial data from New Horizons reached mission control in 2015. Everyone present understood they were about to see a planet for the first time, one that everyone knew of but had never seen up close. The computers on Earth pieced together this stunning image from countless bits of data and pixels. What the probe revealed about Pluto transformed our understanding of this distant world. Pluto is far more complex, dynamic, and alive than planetary scientists ever anticipated. This small planet is covered in fascinating features and puzzling geological phenomena that no one had expected. Each new image sent back by New Horizons turned Pluto from a distant, icy mystery into a rich and vibrant world. Far from the cold, cratered wasteland many had imagined, Pluto revealed bright patches of ice, deep canyons, and smooth, frozen plains. It took years for the vast amounts of data, images, and discoveries to make their way from Pluto to Earth. Since 2015, we've been captivated each year by new, intriguing details about this tiny planet. But who, or what, is that moving on Pluto's surface? This puzzling image made headlines in 2016. What could it possibly be? It appears to show a figure walking across an unusual, honeycomb-shaped snowfield. What you're seeing are ice formations. However, unlike Earth's ice, Pluto's frozen surfaces are composed of nitrogen and methane. Researchers identified the mysterious object as a large chunk of ice, seemingly floating across the icy plains. This massive block of ice is believed to be solid nitrogen. These strange landforms revealed something extraordinary to scientists. There appears to be a nitrogen reservoir a few kilometers beneath Pluto's surface, where solid blocks of ice form. Geological forces inside Pluto push these blocks upwards, creating the honeycomb-like patterns and fields, as well as the wandering mountains. This discovery suggests a warm core within Pluto, providing evidence that could have profound implications for how we understand the dwarf planet. Pluto is far more dynamic than previously thought. Heat-driven land development, combined with changes in surface features, hints at a type of aliveness that we've underestimated. This small world shows a surprising degree of activity and complexity inside it, which would positively recommend that there are pockets of fluid inside Pluto that look like seas or magma. William McKinnon, a geophysicist on the New Horizons mission, even analyzed the inner structure of the little planet to a strikingly enormous feature like Hudson Bay in Canada. Virtual simulations showed that this striking scene developed over millions of years and remains incredibly dynamic today. Can you spot the exact location right under the frozen mass? This feature was probably created by sublimation, a process in which a substance changes directly from a solid to a gaseous state, bypassing the liquid phase. These cycles occur due to the extreme temperatures on Pluto, complex geological processes, and atmospheric peculiarities. A dead world. Christmas in the snow on Pluto. Does that sound crazy to you? Well, it's a reality. Pluto truly is a mystery. The New Horizons mission revealed fascinating aspects of the atmosphere and changes on this planet. Pluto, which orbits in the distant regions of the Kuiper Belt, experiences dramatic seasonal variations due to its eccentric orbit and tilt. The New Horizons spacecraft discovered that Pluto's atmosphere, a thin layer of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide, changes significantly depending on how close or far Pluto is from the Sun. These changes influence the climate and the surface conditions of the dwarf planet. One particularly intriguing aspect of Pluto's weather is snow. On Pluto, this includes mostly frozen nitrogen and methane, unlike Earth, where snow forms solely from water. The extraordinarily low temperatures on Pluto cause these more volatile gases, nitrogen and methane, to condense and fall as fascinating snow. These interactions shape and support Pluto's surface by covering the landscape with fresh deposits. The disturbances, in turn, drive other geological cycles like frozen evolution and possibly cryovolcanic processes. The New Horizons team also showed that these seasonal cycles are closely tied to atmospheric pressure. When Pluto is closest to the Sun, the weak sunlight is enough to warm the dwarf planet's atmosphere, causing it to expand slightly. As Pluto moves farther from the Sun, the atmosphere freezes and sinks back to the surface. This leads to a remarkable phenomenon. When Pluto's atmosphere condenses, it could literally snow nitrogen and methane. The variations in surface brightness and the distribution of icy deposits further suggest that almost all surface features on Pluto are connected to these atmospheric cycles. Since Pluto's mountains are not made of rock but of ice, which is far more pliable in this world, the entire surface shifts significantly more than that of Earth. For example, what does Pluto's heart include? Who would have believed that Pluto's heart isn't simply a grand, warm scar? Despite its striking appearance, this region is also one of the most astonishing areas on Pluto. Once called Sputnik Planum, this region is named after the first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1, launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. This massive, heart-shaped ice surface extends over an area of around 1,000 kilometers and is composed mainly of nitrogen ice, with traces of frozen methane and carbon monoxide. The bright, nearly pristine surface of Sputnik Planum forms a sharp contrast to the darker, more complex regions around it. Geologically, Sputnik Planum is a massive impact structure that was likely later modified by volcanic processes. Unlike traditional volcanic activity on Earth, where magma rises from the planet's interior, cryovolcanism on Pluto involves cold materials ascending from the dwarf planet's interior to the surface. Heat sources deep inside Pluto cause nitrogen and other volatile substances to warm up and push to the surface, where they freeze and form unique features like this one. Sputnik Planum is surprisingly flat, which leads scientists to believe that the frozen surface is constantly renewed by internal processes. It's likely that convection processes within the ice sheet shape these features. Scientists believe there may be a layer of liquid water beneath the smooth ice sheet of Sputnik Planum, kept liquid by the heat inside Pluto. While researchers are uncertain whether life could exist in this subglacial ocean, it's not entirely impossible. What role does Charon play? What few knew before the New Horizons mission was that Pluto has its own moon. Not just one. Charon, Pluto's largest moon, was discovered in 1978 by the American astronomer James Christie. Charon is remarkably large compared to Pluto, with a diameter roughly half that of the dwarf planet, leading to a unique relationship between the two. They are tidally locked, meaning Pluto and Charon always show the same face to each other. Charon's surface is also strikingly different from Pluto's, with massive canyons and huge impact craters. Scientists believe that Pluto and Charon have been exchanging material as comet-like objects. While Pluto's surface is a frozen wonderland of nitrogen and methane, experts suspect that much more is happening beneath the icy crust. As New Horizons revealed, Pluto's interior might be far more dynamic than once suspected. The presence of heat-driven geological activity suggests that the dwarf planet might harbor a subsurface ocean or at least pockets of liquid water, kept warm by internal processes like tidal heating or radioactive decay. This possibility, along with the detection of complex organic molecules also found in the atmosphere, raises the question: could there be potential for life on Pluto? Even in such extreme conditions, while it's unlikely that life as we know it could exist on Pluto's surface, the idea that some form of microbial life could survive beneath the icy shell isn't entirely unthinkable. In fact, scientists have made similar speculations about moons in our solar system, like Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, where liquid water is believed to exist beneath a thick ice crust. A new era of exploration. Pluto's reclassification from a planet to a dwarf planet in 2006 may have pushed it out of the spotlight for a time, but the New Horizons mission renewed interest in this distant object in the solar system. The wealth of data sent back from the probe has forever changed our understanding of Pluto and inspired a new generation of space scientists and enthusiasts. The stunning images of Pluto's surface, the discovery of its complex atmosphere, and the unexpected geological features make it clear: Pluto is anything but a frozen, inert rock at the farthest reaches of the solar system. As we continue to learn about Pluto, the questions it raises will undoubtedly fuel further scientific inquiry. Is there life on Pluto? Could its freezing oceans hold the key to understanding how life can survive in extreme conditions? Will future missions uncover even more surprises? With ongoing research and the possibility of additional space missions to the outer solar system, Pluto is far from a solved mystery. Instead, it has become a symbol of the power of exploration and the vast possibilities that await in the unknown realms of space. As technology advances and new missions are planned, who knows what new discoveries lie ahead about this enigmatic world and the many others that populate our solar system.